Okay, we're here with Marc White after the 1-1 draw at Worthing. A result that probably neither team really wanted, probably embodied by the goalkeeper going up for that last-minute corner. Worthing's sort of search for a winner. Mark, your thoughts after that game this afternoon?
Well, I'd always like to be honest with myself, I thought it was, and by the way, just such an amazing welcome at Worthing today by predominantly everybody. And we really appreciate that. Met so many fans. Honestly,
I just want to echo that as well. Every steward,
yeah,
every person
amazing.
I've met has been so friendly.
Really, really good.
Really
but you know
friendly.
what, right? In football, you can't be hoodwinked, right? I thought it was a poor game. I thought the quality on show was dreadful. If I'm being honest with you, I've got to be brutal. I remember, when the two teams played each other 3-4 years ago, two much better sides than those two teams. I said to the management team, it's weird how your team evolves. And today, both teams in a 3-5-2, which means both teams should know exactly what to do to stamp their shape and patterns on the game. They know where the overloads are. Neither team done it. I mean, in terms of the game, puzzling game, Worthing didn't really get out of half for 15, 20 minutes. Cashman went off, and then all they'd done was not get out of our half and score a goal. Went into the break with a deserved lead, although arguably Carter and Rutherford have a couple of early chances. So the first half was like a even affair. Second half almost reverse round. We had a good start without being amazing. It just looked scrappy. Even the goal, their goal, our goal, scrappy goals.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think that's nerves on both sides' parts, or no one wants to make a mistake, or just sort of cancelling each other out, those systems both teams are playing?
No, both teams had enough space and extra men on the pitch to use them, but they didn't. I honestly thought, if I'm honest with you, no disrespect at all to Worthing, I honestly thought that was two teams that were nowhere near good enough. And I just think, for me, if you're going to win, you're going to get promoted, win the playoffs, think you're going to win the playoffs, be league champions, then you've got to be able to come off and go, Jesus Christ, we are good. We weren't that today. The fans were amazing. I thought we looked a bit leggy from Friday. I don't know whether the two games over the weekend took it out of both teams, but Worthing played with 10 men for 80 minutes at Eastbourne on a massive car park of a pitch. So, yeah, I think from our point of view, a few disappointing performances. From our point of view. I've told them boys who I think...
I was going to say that, what you're saying to me,
Is,
have
right,
you told them that as well, have you?
Thing is, right, it's like, listen, this game's 1 of 46. The fact of the matter is, I've gone on about the injuries and all the extraordinary stuff that happened early part of the season, right, yeah? But even in the last 4-6 weeks alone, we've conceded probably about 8 or 9 points from winning positions with 5 minutes to go, literally in 6 weeks. So we could easily be going into Saturday playing for the title. Right, so we've only got ourselves to blame this year, because although we had all the extraordinary stuff in the beginning of the season, with where we are recently, the boys picked up their form, had a phenomenal run, and then they've drawn too many games. They've not done the business. So I think we've only got ourselves to blame for that, as a group. That's all of us. That's me included, So, yeah, look, that is. I've absolutely zero at this stage. When you have a performance that bad, and I know the fans were like, Jesus Christ, Mark, like, was it that bad? But it was just a shit game, James.
Yeah.
If I'm just being honest, it was a shit game.
It wasn't.
And anyone who knows football,
Great,
I'm telling you now, there was barely one quality moment in that game.
Yeah.
It was almost like two teams that were just hoping for the other one to mess up. They nearly gave Macca and Reece the ball.
Yeah.
I thought we was going to nick a shit goal. It weren't a great game.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get that when it's these cagey end of season games. Maybe the Friday bit weren't great. I don't think we had many excuses. We were 4-0 up after 10 minutes. They weren't. So, do you know what I mean? Get down the chip shop, fatty! Yeah, sorry about that. Where was I?
Not a great game.
Not a great game.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful though, but I think the measurement of is is where you've taken that team.
Yeah.
And if we think back to our team, I just like updating our fans. If you think back to our team, from when we had Sam Beard,
Yep.
Nicky Wheeler,
Yeah.
Kane Wills,
Yeah.
DJ Oka,
Yeah.
Morrow,
Yeah.
Josh Taylor.
Yeah.
When you think back, Fit, Briggsy, Jimmy, whatever. When you look back at that team, it was a team that knew their roles probably better than this one does.
Okay.
Even though arguably on paper, some of these boys should be advanced, right? So I would say, from my personal point of view, I'm not disappointed
Okay.
because we didn't do enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure Aggie will say they didn't do enough. And both teams have got a lot of work to do now to to try and finish up as high as possible and avoid that slippery slope of an away eliminator, which is just not where you want to be. So we've got to get the boys ship shape. A few of those boys today would have kicked their last ball, I can assure you, for the season. Not good enough performances. We've got too many fit boys that will be around it now.
Yeah.
That's where we are, mate, really. So, yeah, disappointing.
So if we draw a line under this one now then, and there's one league game to go now, which is less than a week, it's Monday today, how do you approach that over the next 5 days then? 6 days, 5 days
I think
for the Cheshire one, and then obviously, and then we'll see where we are, sorry, as a word.
Yeah. I think we'll go easy on them this week. We'll meet them Thursday. I mean,
So nothing tomorrow then?
well, we could be in a position now where we're playing Thursday.
Yeah.
Sorry, playing Saturday and then
Wednesday.
playing again on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
So we got to have one eye on what that looks like. Obviously, I'm assuming people are going to drop points. We've got to go and take maximum points, try and push ourselves up into that.
Yeah.
You know, try and get
Goal
lucky.
difference got levelled out as well, didn't it? this
It did by
afternoon?
Boreham, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
listen, you know, last day of the season. Listen, our form away from home, unbeaten long time.
Yep.
Right. There's still 3 points up for grabs, etc. So what I would say is our fans deserve all the credit because I really appreciate their support. Obviously, it's been a difficult season massively. And I know, looking at ticket sales, they're going to pack out Meadowbank for Chesham.
Yeah.
The boys will have to give them a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they will. And then we've got to go into the playoffs and we've got to just find that energy that at that time of year potentially don't exist. But look, we'll have Josh back.
Yeah, I was going to move on to that.
yeah.
Obviously, you're going to be back on the touchline,
Yeah.
and Josh will be, I'd imagine, coming straight back in.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably come back in with one leg, mate, if I'm honest. You know, they just that's where it is. Listen, honestly, I can't emphasise enough how, I'm going to say those two teams, but I keep saying that, how we should have massively capitalised on their shape. We were doing that bread and butter 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I am moaning. But our fans, I want to say, are stuck by me, stuck by the boys. They're gonna sell out Meadowbank this Saturday. They're gonna go in the playoffs wherever they have to go. They're gonna go there.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep at it. We're gonna keep at it. We're gonna you know, keep working hard.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep finding solutions if we can.
Yeah.
But that's where we are. To make it really, really clear, even with a win here today, you know, we weren't going to win the title.
Yeah.
You know, the season, if you need to win the second to last game to win the league, you've probably done something wrong, right? And we've had our chances, our opportunities, and that is where we are. So we're going to reset.
Yep.
The fans are immense, incredible, and I really appreciate that, and really appreciate all the Worthing fans as well. To our fans, I'll just say one thing: our objective is still available, and it's going to be tough. Stay with us. We're rebuilding, you know, with Binesy, Jonathan, the whole club.
Yeah.
We're rebuilding. We know what we want. We know what we've got to try and do to get it.
Yeah.
We know what sort of side we need. We know where we need to recruit. We've already got our shopping list. We know where we want to take this club and all the great things that are happening with OLBG, etc. So we are where we are. No, score draw. Honestly, I thought a piss poor game, and if someone had won it, you know what I mean. I'm not so sure they would have deserved it. It sounds so disrespectful.
The goalkeeper really had a save to make,
Mate, it sounds disrespectful, but you've got to say what you see in football.
Yeah.
Listen, Worthing might play this Saturday and look like Brazil. we might go out there and look like Brazil, right? I don't know whether Friday had an impact on the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it weren't a great game of football, and that's a shame. But thanks for the paying fans. Really appreciate it.
Okay, cheers, Mark, as always. Have a good few days, and we'll see you for the final game on Saturday at Meadowbank.
Yeah, and to the bloke who I said about his chips,
Yep.
to the chip shop, he actually was quite skinny.
Yeah,
to be
I
fair.
think you're the guy behind him.
Yeah, I think I picked on the wrong guy. Sorry, mate.
Thanks, Mark. Cheers.